This is my day. This is my... Hey everyone, so part one. When people think about building confidence, usually they say, well, I have a good idea of how I would like to build my confidence. If I stand in front of the mirror, I will probably tell myself I have confidence, and that alone, that attitude is going to allow me to reach my goals. But truly, that is not necessarily what means that you are going to be successful. Now, in my doctoral research, I looked at the term confidence, and another synonym to that word is self-concept with regards to reaching your personal and professional goals. And let's talk about what positive self-concept actually means. Well, in my research, I found that academic self-concept related to whether or not a person believed that they could reach their academic goals. So part of that belief usually came from experiences that that individual had about their surroundings, about their peers, and about some of their formative experiences. Well, for our course, self-confidence is the ability to have positive self-concept that relates to whether or not you believe you can reach your goals in a successful manner. Not only that, but it also, in part to that definition, is your level of degree commitment or your level of personal commitment to make sure that you can reach those goals. So in academics, we see that positive self-concept related to academics means, hey, I believe that if I commit long enough to reaching a particular milestone in my academics, that I will be successful. Now we can take that also in our personal lives. How much are you committed to reaching your overall goals? Now we know that commitment is one of the hardest things to have, because true commitment means that no matter what obstacles are in my way, I'm going to make sure that I reach every single milestone to get there. So when you think about confidence in that way, looking at your self-concept and how you view yourself, looking at your level of commitment to reaching those personal and professional goals, now we have some tangible items that we can work with, and we can look at that from that milestone and say, there are probably some barriers I need to think about. There are probably some old patterns of behavior I might want to consider. So keep that in mind as we move forward. Okay, you've got that down. You say, Dr. D, I know that in one area of my life I have great self-concept. I have great self-confidence. But in this personal area of my life, whether it is losing weight or getting a new degree or getting that promotion or making better sales, these particular areas I need help with. What do I do? Well, second key word, non-cognitive traits. These are kind of external variables that you don't even consider as part of the reasons as to why you may not be as successful as you want. Now, in my research, looking up non-cognitive traits, some of these may be things like either A, there's no family support, or maybe in your family not a lot of people understand who you are or the goals that you might have, and so that might pose a potential hindrance. Peer support. You might have individuals around you, colleagues or friends, that may have your best interest at heart, but they just don't know how to support you or even encourage you to reach the necessary goals that you may need to reach. And other challenges could be financial challenges. You have to work so much that you don't even have time to see how you can fit reaching some of these smaller goals into your schedule. The list can go on and on. Your personal introspection, how you view yourself. How do you see your self-worth? How do you identify with your own personal values, and how does that relate to who you are today? In a lot of my communication courses, one of the preliminary activities that we do is we ask students to look at how they view themselves and where did that perception come from. And usually, if we look at how we view ourselves and all of the internal variables of how we kind of put meaning to our lives, we can see that our formative experiences have a huge impact on how we see ourselves in the present. So with that said, it's important to kind of look back and see how influential those moments were and whether or not those moments actually have caused us to be hindered in other areas of our lives. For example, if there was a young man who felt that he could play basketball as a young person, but he was constantly told by a coach or a parent that he was terrible at it, he wasn't good at it, over time he will begin to doubt himself and doubt his ability to reach that particular goal. But sometimes that area of self-doubt can actually process so that that person doubts a lot of other areas in his or her life. So they may just doubt, well, I might not be as talented as I thought, or I may not be as athletic as I would like. So again, it's important to look at the introspection of how you see yourself, to the external variables as to how your parents or your colleagues may view you. And then there are other things too, like if you failed at a number of things, then you probably are afraid to take risks. And all of these variables have a big part in how and whether or not you are able to arrive at that area of self-confidence to the point where you are able to reach your personal and professional goals. Give me a moment. Let me check my notes and make sure I'm on track. So, yes, with that said, I want you to pause and just take a moment and think about who were those influential individuals in your life that allowed you to either feel positive or negative. Use this opportunity to take part in the journaling activity. This is my day.